Hello, 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 and welcome to the Citadel. Today, the dog is going ballistic in the other room, but he's locked out, so he can't annoy me as much. Today, we're back in the world of Encased. I think, hope, pray we can get through this today. Um, with any luck, I think we're on the final leg of our journey. Returning to Concord Station, where it all began, our first stopping point in the dome, to confront the maelstrom. Um, Hopefully we can get through this today. If we do knock it out of the park real early on, I'll switch over to something else. Probably start up a Pathfinder, or I might just, depending on how much time, might go to something that we can just pick up and drop and pick up and drop as needed, like Genesis Alpha. Um, Discord's up and running. I'm more than happy to have you stop by and come see me there. I'd love to have you and love to talk to you. If you're curious about other stuff I've done, you're more than welcome to visit my YouTube page. It's got all my most of my past streams on it. Excuse me. Um, I think that's everything I got. Hey, Bearman. Yeah, I said Pathfinder, and then when I got done with it, um, encased yesterday, it seemed like I only had a little bit left to go. So rather than starting something completely new right away, I'd finish encased was the plan. Sorry if you were looking forward to it. Okay, so we'll finish this up because I think all that's left is to go to Concord Station, do whatever I need to get into Concord Station, and break one of your desks. Good luck. Besides, you're in Europe. I'm in the United States. I'm safe. Dang dog is having a conniption on the other side of the door. But I think all I gotta do is leave. I think we're at the grand finale, and if that's the case, I'd like to just knock this out of the park and be done. Just wait when I get an orbital arsenal. Probably not in my lifetime, though. I mean, if you're going to hit me with an orbital arsenal, I'm worried about more than just desks. There's a house involved in that, too. Do a Rod of God attack where you just launch a giant rebar metal bar. That could have come out more elegantly. Down from orbit. Always did love the phrase Rod of God, or the name Rod of God. So pretentious for a giant metal rod. Momentum can be a terrifying thing. Space physics. Thanks, Bearman. Thanks. Alright. My hope is actually still to get to Pathfinder today. I think we will. I don't think there's a lot left here, but this is one of those games where it can make a right turn into forever real quick. our next step is desert near Concord. Reconnaissance. Necroids. We're gonna just keep going. I'm actually kind of excited to see if we can't knock this out the park early on. Stop and take a closer look. Approach and examine the box. Examine the rock. You toss the rock from hand to hand. It's perfectly ordinary brownish gray rock covered with small dark spots. It's shaped somewhat like a clenched fist, but there's nothing else remarkable about it. Examine the box. The box is made of thick cardboard, but there's no writing, logo, stickers, or other identifying marks. Shifting it, the cardboard smells faintly of some chemical compound. Examine the area around it. Your survey of the area reveals nothing unusual, but not far from the box you find several well-preserved footprints in the clay. The fine articulation in the tread suggests they belong to someone from White Wing. Take the rock for myself. Why not? Something about the rock bothers you. Careful examination doesn't reveal anything new, so you decide to take it for yourself, pocketing the stone you leave. If I'm correct, the rock is a relic. Nice. Desert near Concord. And on the pedestal, these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty and despair. Nothing besides remains. Round the decay of the colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Dear Shelley, Osmodeus. Wow, there we go. Road to Concord. Seems like a happy place. There's like nothing here. Is this Concord Station?
Close, but its activity is lowered. Strange.
Oh. No, 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 no. I was hoping that at least one capsule was intact.
Let's check to see what I'm actually supposed to be doing. Road to Concord. Zero work. Great work, postman. Blah, 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 blah. You have reach the camp near the ruins of Concord. In addition to the scientific group supporting your mission, there is a representative of the main political forces of the Dome in the camp, and they have their own vision of how you should deal with Maelstrom. So is this the... Where's the camp? Is it over here? Door to Concord. Nice little parking lot. Everyone needs a good parking lot, you know? I don't even know what I mean by that. Do you know that the theory of ruin value? Theory of ruin value is... It states that when designing a building, one should strive to ensure that after the imminent onset of the decline of civilization, its ruins inspire future generations with awe of the greatness of their ancestors. I can't help but think that the Kronos architects are aware of this concept. I wonder if such ideas visited the forefathers. An hour with Mike Wolf radio broadcast. That's an interesting thought. Design something not for what it is intended, but for encouraging those that come after who see it. It ends where it begins. Achievement unlocked. Concord Station ruins.
Concord Station's bus stop is shady and silent. Now this place looks completely unrecognizable. The floor is covered with small concrete crumbs, and green moss islands break through the cracks in the tiles, dampening the sound of your steps. The metal doors leading to the station suddenly begin to tremble, slowly shifting to the sides. Primitive automation and reliable light sensors still work despite all the cataclysms. Several people appear in the doorway. They have no insignia and uniforms, but they do not look like bandits. They must be from Picnic.
Wave your hand and get their
One
attention.
of them throws up his hand in response. We've been waiting for you, employee. The station is a dangerous place, and we figured you could use some support. Picnic owes you a lot. We want to repay the debt.
Say that help would definitely not
The
hurt.
stranger twitches the bolt of the machine gun. I haven't doubted it for a second. We've been scouting this place a little. There are a bunch of afflicted ahead, but don't worry, we'll cover you.
Who just ran up ahead? Oh. Oh, okay.
Cover me.
Someone touched us. Covered our places with their scent. Cover me.
I think I was supposed to talk to someone before I came in. I am going to desert near Concord. Seems like I missed somebody. Which seems weird. Because it talked about in the quest that I should interact with the different organizations and they should have different things they want me to do. My computer is liking this less and less the longer I play this game. There we go. Oh, here are people. Okay. Yeah, here we go. That's what I was missing. Another bonfire up there. Okay. So, explore the map. Bonfire. Nakamura. Okay, yep. Ishtwani. Reverend Santiago. Zemeckis. Don Spencer. Oh. Okay, so this is where I'm supposed to go. I think. Where am I now? Um, go here.
This radio frequency activity. There is a powerful transmitter running in the Phalanx camp.
I'm worried. These people from the Phalanx, they look kinda aggressive.
Lots of stuff. Zemeckis. What will you become when you grow up? That's always a question to ask. I'm still asking the question of will I ever grow up, though, too. Zemeckis.
The Phalanx camp is militarily ascetic, but even it bears some semblance of comfort. A table with a lamp and some documents is standing by the fire, and a golden statue of Christ is sitting in a chair nearby. Zemeckis himself is reclining in another chair, sipping peacefully at his tea from a small cup. Zemeckis greets you with a small, sarcastic smile.
Look who's here. I guessed you were still deciding whose side you're on. But it seems you finally come to a realization. Or you are just weighing your options. It's probably one of those two things.
Spencer nods at you and
Okay. Not much to say. What do we got over here? Reverend Santiago. And the hologram of the abbot.
When everything is over, maybe it's not so bad there after all.
You know, I can't bring myself to say good things about the church. It seems to use its people more than it cares about them.
Reverend Santiago's ever-present smile vanishes when he sees you.
On behalf of the church, I'm warning you. The ruins of Concord can be a rather dangerous place.
A hologram of a tall, gray-haired old man in scarlet robes approaches you slowly and solemnly. He stretches out a thin arm, his fingers barely touching your face.
The one who lived through the maelstrom. So, here we meet at last.
He scrutinizes your face with his attentive, restless eye.
From the moment you crossed the threshold of the temple, I expected something more. I understand your hesitation. You were trying to pick a side. Now you're here, and I'm the one hesitating.
There are some deeper moral considerations than I had that they expected out of the player, I think. Church isn't a side to be good at. Fair enough. They seem a little too shady.
attempts to gain power are somewhat self-contradicting, right, Senpai?
Picnic? Hopefully they will not become the next new committee.
Senpai.
I hope here my colleagues won't be looking at me the wrong way. Finally.
Cultists. Yeah, cultists is a good word for it. Kimiko Nakamura.
My social
Nakamura is already waiting for you, cold and straight-backed as usual, standing with her arms folded. She looks you.
Your work for the new committee wasn't exactly flawless. I've long pondered if I should enlist your aid again, but haven't come to any definitive conclusion. Convince me. Where are you going? I said we need to discuss some.
Kimiko snaps. Her bodyguard Nakamura gestures you to sit down, though she herself remains standing.
I'd like to talk about your action at the closing stage of the operation. What you need to do when you contact the Maelstrom.
Say that you're, wait for her to speak.
The Silver remains silent for a few moments, gathering the appropriate words.
The emulator project was founded to take the Maelstrom under control for the safety of the dome's inhabitants. And I will not let this control slip into the hands of dubious people. I don't care if someone assumes it to be hijacking. For me, the result is crucial, and there can be neither compromises nor half measure in this matter. I don't care whether or not you believe my course to be right. You're not supposed to give me evaluations. You only must do what I say.
Nakamura's yellow bionic eye turns a bit on its axis. Sable brings her a case. Kimiko clicks the turn locks open, lifts the lid, and unfolds the case, showing you its contents. There's a helmet with cables and controllers lying inside. The chairwoman pushes the case toward you.
It's kind of an emulator early version, only much weaker. I need you to link it directly to the Maelstrom. Do you understand the task?
What she's going to do with this helmet.
Nakamura turns the helmet to show you the folded transmitter unit antenna.
As soon as you connect it, I'll be able to send signals to the Maelstrom.
Ask if anyone else can use the
Kimiko
device.
shakes her head negatively.
No. Each such helmet is adjusted individually to the user's brainwaves. If reset, it should be reconnected to the Maelstrom too.
Learn if this helmet is to be connected to the emulator or
The
otherwise.
Silver looks at the device.
I'm no engineer. I don't know all its nuances. I do know, however, that Henrietta was going to adjust it right to the Maelstrom's frequency. She had a colleague, a friend, who tried to do that. He
Failed, but you will succeed.
She closes the case and pushes it toward you.
That's it then. Get ready and set about the task.
Nakamura steps aside.
Whatever you think, I do this for the new committee's sake.
She says softly as you move away.
Yep. I'm sure that's what you're telling yourself. I'm sure that's what you believe. Hail, new committee.
Hey, is it really you? At least someone who doesn't make me.
Audrey, wearing her usual blue uniform, offers you her hand in a businesslike manner.
Do you have money? You have a little money. Do you have stuff? You have a little bit of stuff. Yeah, we'll pick up an auto picker. Hammer, hammer. Beer. Beans. Fish cakes. Potatoes. Drugs. Anything else I really want to get rid of?
The blue leans closer to you.
Honestly, I don't know why I'm here. I'm not going to participate in carving up what's left of the dome. Too bad you can't share in my convictions.
Melville looks around.
I envy the people who built Concord. Firstly, they had the freedom the late Cronus could never dream of. And secondly, they had freedom. There's no secondly for us, you see? They traveled here for the future, for discoveries, not for dictators and bureaucracy. It was the only time when the development of the dome was what it should have been.
Huh. Something tells me because I did Jack of all trades route, I don't have the strength of convictions and crap that I should to ask some of these questions. Oh yeah, Carmine Heights, that's what it was. Like we're missing one of the organizations.
We can help.
The Reisners meet you at the large, brightly lit campfire. Olivia is as nervous and active as always, despite the heat. Johan is thoughtful, as usual. The blue shakes her blonde lock.
I was wondering when you'd show up. Come in. Do you want me to cook pancakes? Johan, say hello to our guest.
Radiation around the maelstrom may be kind of concentrated. Mind it when you go there.
Johan offers you his hand absent-mindedly. He is obviously lost in thought.
All he thinks about is his work.
Olivia moves away, shaking her head. Her eyes look tired. The same kind of tiredness reads in Johan's eyes when he turns to you, sighing. The head of Carmine Heights shakes your hand.
Good to see you again. Carmine Heights is booming, and everyone knows it's thanks to you. In the meantime, I found what I believe is a rational solution to the maelstrom problem. Will you hear me out? I can't do it without your help.
What in their opinion should be done with the maelstrom?
Johan brightens up.
It's a rather interesting topic. Russo sent me the full decoded telemetry of the maelstrom. In a way, it's a tool, and it should be used, not experimented with.
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
Don't get me wrong, I'm fond of fundamental science. But if you're given a hammer, you knock the nail in rather than study what the hammer is made of. The time for study will come, but now we have a lot of problems to solve. Maybe the maelstrom could be made to work with the isosuits.
He is lost in thought again. Olivia peeks from behind Johan's shoulder.
All I heard is just a lot of problems. And that's it exactly. If the Maelstrom is a tool, let's use it to solve problems. We need water, we need proper weather. We have to solve the problem of infertility inside the dome. You keep talking about technology so insistently, as if it were the only thing that matters.
There's an interesting
The
thought.
Blue shakes his head.
I ask myself the same question. Has it changed somehow? A single discussion is no good. It requires a constant treatment. Though you did remind us of the most important thing. We're a family. One should preserve their family.
He gives an unhappy sigh.
Interesting. So Nakamura wants to take control of it. The church and Phalanx, I pissed off. I didn't. I pissed off. We'll just leave it at that. I pissed off. And so they don't really want to talk to me. The scientists, though. What do you have to say?
Not now.
Henrietta, wearing a white wing field service dress, greets you with a mock military salute.
I report. Everything's functioning. There are certain problems, but overall, everything works as expected.
Well, at least there's some good news.
She looks at the ruins in the distance.
All of this infrastructure still looks awesome. I hope one day we can build something just as impressive.
What do we do
The
next?
White produces her Kairos.
Now this is the right question. Do you remember me saying there were certain problems? Well, technically everything's perfect. But I still can't connect the emulator to the Maelstrom. The Maelstrom's obviously much more compressed than I thought it was. However, I managed to define its precise coordinates.
Russo clicks some buttons.
The Maelstrom is now where the Concord Station landing ground once was. You remember the station? I hope you won't be knocked out with an attack of nostalgia, because you'll have to come to grips with the Maelstrom. Maybe then I'll be able to establish the connection.
Move away.
Henrietta quickly looks around.
I heard Nakamura was going to send her special forces after you. Be careful, okay? And good luck.
She pats you on the back.
Not now.
I have one hell of a war coming, is what I have.
I once got trapped in such armor. It wasn't pretty.
I'm amazed. I think Picnic's the one I helped the most. I'm a little surprised that they didn't have more to say. Reputation with Phalanx is okay. Committee is what it is. Picnic is high. Fops is what it is. Maelstrom Church, yeah, they don't like me. And Carmen Heights is actually pretty high. I don't like the idea of giving Nakamura control over it. Where am I going? Is this? Yeah, Victoria.
A roughly nailed together wooden stage hangs over the yelling and shifting crowd of fops. A makeshift guillotine with an enormous blade standing on top of it. Standing on the scaffold, Victoria points her finger at you, and the crowd quiets down gradually. One by one, the fops turned to look at.
You caused enough damage to us, Knight. I can give an order and all my people will rush to tear you into pieces. But I'm thinking now, maybe you could render me a service. Consider it. You have a couple of minutes before you die.
The queen dangles her legs from the scaffold's edge and swings them nonchalantly. Victoria looks at the guillotine.
This is as obvious as it is right, Knight. You will carry me to the maelstrom.
Why?
She frowns, adjusting her crown, which slipped sideways a bit.
That is curious, even. Why those stupid questions, Knight? Could a queen want anything other than that?
That a queen could want many other things. Like ice cream, for instance, or a new doll.
Victoria curtsies awkwardly beside the guillotine.
Oh, yes, yes, Knight. I recall that day myself. It flatters me, of course, that you kept a memory of my audience in your heart. Though I cannot quite grasp what you are getting at.
She needs neither the maelstrom nor that power. Just a crown and popular adoration will do quite
The
well.
queen shakes her head in discontent.
Oh, no, Knight. You are wrong. My crown makes you fulfill my orders. And here is my order. Carry me to the damned maelstrom.
So I gotta make a decision right here, right now.
That is
No.
a shame. Well then,
Victoria passes her thumb across her neck.
I need you no more.
A crowd of armed fops begins to surround you.
Well, that was not what I was expecting to happen right now. But hey, I was not expecting to go to war this soon. Ouch. Not how I wanted to end that. Alright, I gotta figure out where the hell I am on the map. Okay. So theoretically, I should just go down and yeah, here's Concord.
Oh, no. I was hoping that at least one capsule was intact.
Away we go. So it was actually really worthwhile to come back and reload that save. See what I missed. Now we're on our way to the final battle. Once more into the breach, my brothers. Once more into the breach. Oh, exit to the desert.
Concord stations, the metal doors leading to the station suddenly begin to... One of them throws up his hand in response. We've been waiting for you, employee. The station is a dangerous place, and we figured you could use some support. The stranger twitches the bolt of the machine gun. I haven't died.
Okay, there we go.
Ow! Oh.
I did send everyone I met. To picnic.
From the
Cover me.
outside did it. Some out. There are traces. Fractals. Traces and fractals.
People who couldn't escape. So there's that. What about this? It's about a horse and peas.
Ow! Someone touched us. Covered our places with their...
They punched me harder in the boot camp.
Wow. There was a poof.
Traces and fractals.
Someone's touched us, covered our places with their scent.
Cover me.
Thank you for not shooting me.
Code 3, an employee is down. Send backup.
Dang it.
There are traces and fractals. Traces and fractals.
Code 3, an employee is down. Send backup.
There are traces and fractals. Traces and fractals.
Wow.
Tactical formation.
When the hell did I join, Cronus?
So, I should have a couple of sleep grenades. Welcome back, Bearman. Do I not have sleep grenades? Can I hit you? That wasn't what I wanted to do. Do I not have sleep grenades? I could have sworn. Did I sell them all? Shock. Sleep. Throw. Damn it.
They punched me harder in boot camp.
Wasn't expecting that. Throw. Where's my servo suit? I'm wearing my servo suit. Yesterday I got an upgraded servo suit and managed to change its paint color. Why can't you throw oh, you don't have the skill, damn it. Because there's a skill required to throw frickin' grenades. Yeah, no, see, he's wearing his servo suit. I just changed the paint job. I actually ended up with 2 servo suits at the end. Oh, fudge.
Someone touched us, covered our places with their scent.
Shot grenade. Sleep grenade. I'm a kami die. Yeah, it does look kind of like it. I think it is a Chinese
Cover me.
design.
Come on.
It's like Rising
Stop it.
Dragon or something like that. I couldn't find
There
Uncle
are
Sam's
traces and
one.
fractals. Traces and fractals.
Let's make sure we got the right person. Partially blinded.
Damn. Need to reload.
So now you get up. So I didn't have to kill everyone. Oh, whoops. Just barely alive.
Senpai, the anomalous radiation level is in the upper range of safe exposure. I advise caution.
Well, can I go back to Concord? I really don't want to be anywhere near Maelstrom.
Isn't Concord...
The wind howls in the ruins of the hall. The floor here is still strewn with burnt flares and documents stuck to the tiles. Traces of a hasty, panicked evacuation. As soon as you enter the room, a panicked howl of the alarm is heard nearby.
Going back to the trash planet, you said? That should be interesting. Stand still.
Let's go inside! A voice distorted by the interference of the intercom is heard from somewhere above. Several ropes hang through the holes in the ceiling. Two black shadows rapidly slide down them and soundlessly land on the floor. After them, clutching the rope with trembling hands, a girl in a silver jacket slides. Seeing you, the girl raises her hand. Liao! Garrett! False alarm! This is the employee! Let them pass, and don't interfere with them.
I once got trapped in such armor. It wasn't pretty.
Okay. Where is the end goal? Concord Station ruins. Landing pad. Exit to desert. So I need to go this way. Huh. So that's the landing pad. question becomes, how do we get there? Oh, we raised the scissor lift. If I equip this, will that remove side field? No, it won't. Okay. Which means that I want my brick.
Colleagues, I require assistance.
Colleagues, I require assistance. There's a line. Next.
Cover me.
Really? You are that excited to get into a fight? To each their own, but damn. That doesn't look good. Now you have a gun? Sweet. Fear your eyes. Come on. not quite fully converted. Damn. Whoa. That was a fireball. Are you just that stupid?
Come here, you dog shit.
Give up now. Code 10. An employee of the Black Wing down. I repeat, Black down.
I don't think anyone went down. Yeah, no one went down.
Our sergeant had one of those.
Okay. There's some money. Alright. Heal. Robo. What's up, Bearman? Sweet. Oh, sweet dog. Did your dog do something helpful? Food. Consume. Consume. Broken hog.
A heavy blow rings out behind your back, followed by rumbling, metallic grinding, and the roar of an engine. You turn to see a phalanx truck racing down the corridor, littered with stones and concrete debris.
You found an unexploded nuclear warhead. That sounds like fun.
The car stops. An energetic little man with an angry, sunburned face jumps out. Move out, folks! Look alive! Go! Go! He slams his hand on the cab, and several fighters hop out. On their commander's orders, they anchor their grappling hooks on the remains of a glass bridge and climb to the second floor. He stops a few steps away and crosses his arms. Don't flatter yourself. We're not here for you. We just came to keep an eye on this situation.
Everything's clear and leave. Training hologram? Since when did holograms become sentient? I suggest you run from a nuclear device. Yeah, that makes sense to me. The nuclear warhead wasn't there before. More of a good reason to run. If it just showed up, something's wrong.
Senpai, the anomalous radiation level is in the upper range of safe exposure. I advise caution.
Well, can I go back to Concord?
Short circuit, you go down. So everyone here's a psychic now? Did I really just take the golem out? Level up. Woo, the armor got back up. Fine, reload. Someone still had plans. Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, if you find an unexploded nuclear weapon that wasn't there before, it probably has something to do with plans. Well, that worked. Wow. No, I'm not too keen on just looting. There's the training area. Gunner Golem. Alright, abilities. Intimidation, conviction. Yeah. I didn't have enough brains for conviction. Seems kind of weird that I couldn't, like, boost some of these. Oh well. There's criminal. Because that can come in handy. Yeah, I can't put points into it. That's what I thought. Piloting?
The holographic training simulation is still running. Pink silhouettes are walking their patrol, weapons ready. Looking over the terminal's half-shattered display, you realize the situation has become much more dire. The active program reports that the holograms are equipped to fire energy pulses, and their hits can be quite painful. After some time, you notice a group of temple novitiates. Like you, they're studying the hologram from a safe distance. They haven't spotted you yet. One of the clerics, presumably the leader, smiles placidly. Employee, we are here to observe. As you know, any interaction with Maelstrom can spiral out of control in an instant.
AKA, you guys are not going to be of any help at all. Well, there you have it, folks. I need a... shock grenade. Shot grenades are awesome. Damn, I'm leveling up fast. I am so damn glad I brought my armor. I would have been fried by now. Okay. Perk. Anything new? Oh shoot, what, Bearman? Did you find another bomb? Here's a giant robot. Yay, giant robot! Power of suggestion. So, this way?
Maelstrom is getting nearer. The increasing vibration and tense crackling of your Kairos Geiger counter attest to it. Beyond the door at the end of the corridor, a ragged white storm is raging, and yellowed sheets of paper now and then flap against the dusty glass in the gale force wind.
Wow.
A strange rattling sounds from the restroom. The noise gradually increases in volume until it explodes into a cacophony of breaking porcelain and gushing water. Almost simultaneously, fountains of sewage erupt above the toilet stalls. This disaster is followed by a discordant cry of victory. A powerful kick throws the toilet door open, and 3 fops come out of the stall. You activate the invisibility device with a click, and in mere seconds, a tight optical field envelops you, hiding your form and rendering you almost entirely invisible. The fops run to and fro across the destroyed lobby, screaming, turning over chairs, smashing light bulbs, and urinating in the flower pots. They don't seem to have any motive, but are simply reveling in rampant chaos. When they run out of breath, the fops return to the bathroom, from which come the sounds of flushing water and gradually receding voices.
Okay. Travel by toilet, apparently. And this should, if I'm correct, be where it all comes to the grand finale. Let's save real quick, though. According to my hypothesis, what we call the Maelstrom is in fact a multi-level dome defense system against alien influence that was accidentally activated on Nashville. Moreover, the tornado that we are observing may not be the only manifestation of it. Edward Sykes, White Wing. What's up, Bearman? I see you have an encounter with a giant robot with a massive gun. When we're talking giant robot, are we talking like the size of a bear? Or are we talking like the size of a multi-story building? I mean, is this a Gundam or is this like a giant robot? Like, I don't know, the mech suits from Avatar kind of a thing. Titanfall robot, okay, yep. Well, this looks like a happy place. Where am I headed? Also killed me, but the message did not come through because it's waiting for approval from by the moderators.
The anomalous radiation level is in the upper range of safe exposure. I advise caution.
Well, can I go back to Concord? I really don't want to be anywhere near Maelstrom.
That's a door. Huh. There we go.
The crackling of your Kairos suddenly breaks through Maelstrom's howling. Pulsating purple waves ripple and flex in the glowing air as if boiling about the invisible border. You throw your head back to see Maelstrom lazily swirling directly above you, but an unknown anomaly is blocking your way. It's almost imperceptible, but probably extremely dangerous.
Scan it.
Green rays flicker across the surface of the anomaly, outlining its spheroidal shape. Data scrolls up on your scanner display.
Meat grinder. Hazard class 10. Presumed function active element of a security system. Sound source. Infrared detector. Infrared heater.
You circle around the anomaly. It's an irregularly shaped bubble around a dense, swirling void. The anomaly covers an area of about 30 square meters, and most of the landing capsule falls within its perimeter. That will be a problem. This is the same capsule you were going to use to get to Maelstrom.
Throw a bolt.
You throw a bolt at the anomaly. It hops about in the air for a few seconds, as if bouncing on an invisible trampoline, and then flattens as if crushed by a multi-ton press, and finally snaps in half.
We going back to the stalker with the meat grinder, are we? Yeah. I mean, there's one option. Take a cautious step towards the anomaly.
Senpai!
Yoko grabs you by the collar with a small but unexpectedly heavy hand.
I fully support your decision to conduct an experiment on yourself. But taking the current set of factors into account, this course of action is irrational.
The anomaly suddenly seems to stretch towards you, as if sensing your presence. And you're not the only one witnessing. The robo-girl tilts her head and scans the anomalous zone. Her eyes glow blue.
Senpai, this is a meat grinder. A very rare and dangerous anomaly. Research suggests that it is sentient. It appears near places that are otherwise inaccessible and collects human sacrifices.
Wow. Enter the anomaly.
You walk decisively into the tensely vibrating bubble and feel the space around you fill with deafening silence. Your ears pop. From your peripheral vision, you notice a rapidly approaching shadow. Yoko rushes towards you. Her servos are working to their limit. You've never seen her move so quickly before. Once she closes, she grabs you by the collar and pulls you out of the anomaly. She smells of burned plastic.
Are you alright, Senpai? I need to perform a diagnosis.
The anomaly surrounding the landing pad begins to change. The vibration around its perimeter grows more rapid and chaotic, as if engulfed by a transparent flame. A moment later, it disappears with a soft poof. The way is clear. Beletskaya clings to your shoulder.
Don't do that again, okay? Getting used to watching people you know die. What could be worse than...
In response, the robo-girl tilts her head and squints.
Your demise would be an irreparable loss for humanity, Senpai. My analytics module rated such an outcome as above critical, so I took action.
Head for the transport capsule.
Katarzyna gazes after you in
Hey! Take care, alright?
You look back at the ruins of the landing pad once more. A purple glow seems to have frozen in the air. Somewhere high above your head, the transport capsule's cables vibrate like giant guitar strings. Maelstrom is already near. All that remains is to take the last step.
So was it some sort of like security device to check me over? That's the only thing that I can think of, because it didn't hurt me. It seems. Unless they left that part out. Do you see the message that didn't come through? If it didn't come through, I probably don't see it. The last message I see is we going back to the stalker with the meat grinder, are we? And then the message where you're asking about if I saw a message. He also killed me, but the message did not come through because it's awaiting approval by the moderators. Do I see it? So no, I don't. I don't. There's no message there. There's massive gun and there's hey cracked. I wonder if Nightbot didn't like what you did again. If you tried using the F word, it probably blocked it out. Because that word I have disabled. I did not do anything though. And the only other person set up to be a moderator is Nightbot. Well, since we're here, let's take a quick intermission and I'll look at Nightbot's settings and see if it did anything to you. Oh. Okay, so yeah, I found it. Sex-based terms, so that's... Okay, so it took and he blew me to smithereens as a sexual-based term. So it blocked it. The bomb went off, so I didn't have much of a chance anyways. Okay, I can allow that, yeah. Sorry about that. So, okay, so apparently there's a guard in place on the Streamlabs stuff as well. Nightbot is really only set up for the swear words, and apparently Streamlabs that I use for my streaming also has its own guard, and that's what was blocking it, hence the reason why I didn't catch it. Sorry about that. Blew me away as being a sexual term, which I can see where a computer would see that. Anyway, alright, we'll back at it. We'll finish this puppy up, hopefully. All that remains is to take the last step. Here we go. Everything will be fine in the end. Unknown employee. Okay. So that's a thing. So here we are. Epilogue.
The maelstrom, now weak and shrunk, is slowly spinning amidst the thick fog. It is restrained by the emulator's core broadcasting via the maelstrom beacons, though still very dangerous. You touch it with your fingers for a split second, and a flow of information overwhelms you at once, stunning you for a few moments. Listening carefully, you hear the familiar sound ingrained in your memory. Soft, rhythmic beats like heartbeats. You've already heard them while contacting the maelstrom through the emulator, but they're much weaker and softer now. The surface of the maelstrom unfolds slowly and as if reluctantly in rhythm with the beat. Your mind opens toward the white nothingness as if hanging in midair. And something living inside the maelstrom, invisible but perceptible, freezes in front of you, awaiting your command.
So, options. We don't have the ejector. Nice. Switch off the maelstrom, causing ceasing its activity altogether. Run the dome clearing program, which I assume kills everyone. Bearman, hail the new committee! Listen to Jonah Rainsner. Turn the maelstrom into a tunnel leading out of the dome and remove the death field. Listen to Olivia Reisner and turn the maelstrom into a force of creation, controlling the weather and solving the infertility problem under the dome. Beta Helmet, listen to Nakamura, pass her control over to the maelstrom by configuring the Beta Helmet in the appropriate way. Beta Helmet, do Nakamura a disservice configuring the Beta Helmet the wrong way. Interesting. Interesting. What you gonna do, you ask, Bearman? What am I gonna do? You know, at the end, I kind of like the idea. I mean, well, there's releasing everyone from the dome. And then there is turning the area inside the dome into a fertile land. I kind of like that option. I don't entirely know why that appeals to me over letting the people out. Because this would trap them in here and give them an opportunity to move forward. Let them out. Alright, we'll let them out. Unless anyone else has got any other options. Or let them stay. I don't want to do the beta helmet, and I'm not going to clean mode. And I don't know, switching it off just doesn't sound that interesting. I like both of these. They're very interesting options for what could happen next. Let them out then? That's what you think, Bearman? Alright. Listen to Rainsner turn the Maelstrom into a tunnel leading out of the dome and remove the death field.
From all available options, you choose this one. After all, who, if not the people of Carmine Heights, deserve to be the first leaving the dome that within a few years
Became prison to the humanity.
You give the Maelstrom an order, and it obeys without a grumble. The spinning vortex widens and shoots up to the skies. A real storm rises around you within moments. It pulls in streams of whitish mist floating over the ground. You end up in an endless whiteness, in a dead, silent nothingness.
And on the pedestal, these words... Oh, we already read those. You dead now? I don't know. We'll find out. It wouldn't surprise me if this is like Mass Effect, where regardless of the decision you make, you end up dead at the end. It'd also be kind of nice if it wasn't like Mass Effect. Beta helmet was like a guaranteed death. Yeah, I tend to agree. I also wouldn't be surprised if the injector, whatever that thing did, would be a guaranteed death, only for the church's benefit. Fate of Maelstrom. Now what? I'm all alone, with way too much crap in my inventory. 317 out of 235, yep. My story main quest. Now your task is to configure and launch the emulator system. Configure and launch the emulator system. So do I have to return... Huh? Track. I know pros and cons you designed to participate in the emulator program. Now it's... Oh, messages. To Concord. Hi. A friend of mine wrote that the way to Concord is open. We are almost there. Only the last step remains. Oh, this is Henrietta. My research team is waiting for you at Concord Camp. Hurry up. The thing most precious. Quest complete. Oh, that's the leg. The emulator project. You made contact with the Maelstrom. The entirety was both peaceful and reasonable. To withdraw. After Maelstrom. Driver. Huh. So... is that just it? Configure and launch the emulator system. Do I have to go back? Quest complete. Fate of Maelstrom and the new committee. Fate of Maelstrom and Carmen Heights. Through which people can finally leave the dome. Successful. Revision of the future to under the dome was slightly different. Tried to act differently. Time to leave the dome then. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what I can do. I guess we'll go check in with Henrietta. See if they have anything to say. I don't know. Seems kind of weird that these last couple of quests have been kind of silent as to what I'm supposed to do.
Yellow dust is still hovering in the warm air, not yet settled down completely. Russo is standing near her tent, looking both peaceful and lost.
I feel as if they'd taken my favorite toy from me. I'm kidding. I'm glad you succeeded.
What she's gonna do
Henrietta shakes her sleeve of the desert dust, laughing.
Oh, I don't know. Buy another dozen pairs of colored socks. Learn how to play pool. Maybe start drinking out of sheer boredom. But seriously, we're under the dome. A scientist can always find something to do in such a place.
Katarzyna.
Katarzyna notices you from afar and waves her hand. Dressed in a white lab coat, she looks utterly out of place and lost in the desert.
You did it, right? I never doubted it for a sec. Well, that is, I doubted it, of course, but I knew you had a chance. I was waiting for your return.
Belitskaya smiles awkwardly. Katarzyna shrugs lightly.
Well, I've got citizenship and a job again. I'd hope to get a room over time. I've had enough of those expeditions, shooting and wandering around the wasteland. I want to finally settle down in one place.
The girl huffs warily.
Can we have adventures in some civilized places? I seem to have hot food, clean water and air conditioning. Although, I don't mind it anyway. Let's go. You will watch over me, won't you?
Sparrow. Where is... Yeah, Yoko. Where is Yoko? Sparrow. We got Chad Wilson.
Melville's standing by a huge backpack, looking at you with disappointment.
It's cool to decide for others, huh? I hope you're satisfied with what you've done.
Wow.
Nakamura is pacing back and forth in her tent, but stops anxiously when you come in.
Did you bring the helmet?
The helmet exploded upon configuration.
Nakamura actually pays.
You're it's unacceptable.
Her voice shakes with fury.
Okay. Wasn't expecting that.
We could still fix things up.
An employee of the Blackwing down. I repeat, Black down.
This is an official misconduct.
Man, what do you guys want?
Punched me harder in the boot camp.
All right. I really wasn't expecting her to go off the edge like that. Huh. Really? I'm out of fuel? Damn.
punched me harder in boot camp.
I guess disregarding hailing the new committee, I didn't want to die to a person in a servo shell. Yeah, well.
Damn! Need to reload.
I'm gonna be killed.
Actually, all things considered, this isn't that hard of a combat. Ouch.
Code 3. An employee is down. Send back. All employees, to me.
Okay then. Welcome to the meat grinder.
How could you be so cruel?
Colleagues, I require assistance.
Really?
Code 10. An employee of the Black Wing down. I repeat, Black down.
And now what do you do? Yep.
I am the law.
Come on.
All employees to me.
This is getting dumb. Do I have to kill half the map? Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill half the map. Alright, I'm going to load. Telling the truth, it wasn't your greatest idea, was it? No, not really. We'll try this again. You know, I have no problems fighting through a couple of them, but I really don't want to fight my way through half the map until I run out of new committee enemies. I will say, I guess if I have one complaint about this game, it is that it doesn't seem to really give you a good arrow as to where to go. There have been several times where I've felt kind of like, what do I do next? And this is a prime example of another one of those times. It says epilogue, and it goes through some information, then it dumps me right here and doesn't tell me what to do. The only quest I have is to activate the emulator project, or the only quest that I can find that falls in the category of a main quest is to activate the emulator project, which, at least I could be wrong, I've already done. Unless I have to get back to the emulator itself to do it? Which I guess is a possibility. It'd be nice if we could find Yoko, too. Wait, no. Sparrow. Katarzyna.
Katarzyna noticed. Won't you even? She looks down after hugging you.
No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Fudge, damn it. Well, that was a mad skill, and I want to get past this. Let's blow my opportunity. Let's try that again. It'd be really nice if I could get it to work. What'd you find this time, Bearman? Hard to explain. Well, that's not a good sign.
Katarzyna notices.
You did it, right?
Katarzyna, the girl huffs warily.
You will watch over me, won't you?
Alright. Schmidt. Where is Yoko? Talk to the Reynards.
Johan and Olivia are already waiting for you. They're watching the maelstrom, standing by their tent. It seems almost motionless from here. Huge, slow, resembling a gray pipe stretching toward the ruins of the spire.
You turned it into a tunnel.
Johan half asks, half claims, staring into the sky.
Oh, well, one can forget about the calm, normal life. Of course, there's no problem more urgent than to get out of the dome. But maybe you've forgotten we have a home? We have Carmine Heights.
Olivia grumbles.
You know, this strikes me as the kind of game where no one wins everything. It's like post-apocalyptic, but in the 1990s. You like the husband. Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand where Olivia is coming from. And I can also understand the fact that more people will now rush in now that they don't have to worry about being stuck in. But at the same time, I think the ability to choose is the best decision. So I will say, out of everyone's opinions, it was hers or Johan's that I was going to pick.
Nakamura is pacing back and forth in her tent, but stops anxiously when you come in.
Did you bring the helmet?
Nakamura's face pales.
You may go. Yes, you may.
She leans on her desk, looking lost.
Okay. I want to know what I did to piss the fops off. I mean, sure, I didn't help them a great deal, but I didn't do anything against them other than fight my way through their clan, like they forced me to. Quick save before anything goes wrong.
Zemeckis is sitting in the same place, but there's no teacup in front of him. There's a bottle of some alcohol, a carafe of water, and 2 shot glasses instead. Hieronymus raises his glass slightly above the table.
So, how are you doing? Feeling like a winner? Sit down. Let's drink to your success.
Zemeckis pushes the bottle toward you, allowing you to have a better look at it.
Ouzo, a Greek national drink. In fact, it's hoots with anise, fennel, and cloves. It's very strong, so I'll reduce it for you. You can try it straight later, if you wish. I like it straight. Though, I'll repeat myself. It's a personal preference.
He half fills your shot glass with ouzo, then adds water from the carafe. The liquid turns rather turbid. Zemeckis watches your sour face and laughs.
Oh dear, come on. You are thinking now he's gonna poison me with that hooch. Nope.
Zemeckis downs his glass and squeezes his eyes shut. The drink smells pleasantly of fennel and has a slight warming effect, though it leaves a hint of metallic aftertaste, and your lips and tongue turn slightly numb. Zemeckis is attentively watching you drink.
Do you recall our old conversation about tricks? About the assistant drawing everyone's attention? He shows you the tools used for the trick, as if they were important. Though actually, they are just junk. The only purpose of those tools is to be demonstrated, while the magic is happening just next door.
He looks down at the empty shot glass in your hand.
Think about it. Drinking with a man who you've so completely let down. Once again, you've surprised me, employee. Perhaps now is the time to say goodbye. I have things to do. I must mitigate the damage you've done to my organization. Thanks for the company. Farewell.
Hieronymus winks at you.
The water, yep. It's not the hooch, it's the water. Oh, saw that coming. I like how you can actually die before you even leave Concord Station. Some guy can trick you into a coffin and then they lock you in, and you just end up dead. I'm glad I saved. Or that would have sucked to have to redo it all again.
Zemeckis is sitting in the same place. Hieronymus raises his glass slightly above.
You shouldn't refuse. You're curious why I offer you a place at my table.
Zemeckis winks at you.
Gotta go.
Nuts to you then. But don't think you won.
He downs his glass and
Nice try, Zemeckis. Though I give you props for not forcing the issue. And now we go talk to the church.
The Reverend gives you a long, gloomy look. He's not smiling anymore. Then, for the first time since you've met him, he takes off his glasses. Disappointment, sadness, and fatigue are apparent in his bulging red eyes.
We met you with an open heart and introduced you to our temple. Until the very last minute, I was hoping you would choose us. But you didn't appreciate any of it. You don't understand anything.
He puts his glasses on again and shuffles away.
Wow.
The abbot towers over you threateningly.
I was wrong about you. You want this new Middle Ages to continue. You had the opportunity to help everyone locked inside the dome. However, you wasted it. Enjoy your life in the damned world you have created yourself.
I have an M91 and lost somewhere in Somalia. Fun. That doesn't sound like the best place to be lost in. I wish I could find Yoko too. That kind of bugs me. Well, I'm gonna check for Yoko up here one more time. Then I think we'll head back to the city and check in on the emulator project, see if there's anything to do there. And if there's not, I'm gonna call this game complete, and I think we'll start up Pathfinder. Go to the Heights. There's an option. Alright, we'll go to the Heights after I check out the emulator.
Yellow dust is still hovering in the warm air, not yet settled down completely. Henrietta.
I don't know if I can leave the dome. And what is it? My story main quest. Now your task is to configure and launch the emulator systems. What does that mean? Tribute to the memory. Can't. Oh, lights, camera, jack, yeah. You are at Magellan Station, a place you should have gotten before the incident. So this stopped recording long ago. I think we're just done. We're gonna leave. I guess we can try leaving the dome. Door to Concord. Locked. So I can't get into the Concord anymore. May not be Italy here, but state is still functioning. Great. Red list. Sounds like a fun time.
Another milestone in the history of mankind has come to an end. maelstrom that you have awakened in the excavation zone at C-12 Nashville facility has remained completely unexplored, much like the civilization of the forefathers that created it. Of course, maelstrom was neither good nor evil. It probably turned out to be just a tool that humanity simply was not mature enough to wield. Perhaps it was a communication interface that tried to unite the minds of all the people under the dome. Or a security system that warned us against getting into contact with something unknown and dangerous. Or a creative force that transforms the world and awakens supernatural powers in some individuals. One thing is indisputable. Maelstrom, lost in its own creation, gave rise to your incredible mind. And once in your hands, it gave you the opportunity to change the fate of the world completely. Few receive such a chance, and naturally, you took it and made your choice. After hearing Johann's ideas, you turned Maelstrom into a kind of giant tunnel, or rather an elevator, leading to the aperture at the top of the dome. Now, any living creature can exit the dome without hindrance. After several years in forced isolation, this possibility gave humanity much needed hope. Your decision did nothing to diminish the controversy among the exhausted Baron's dwellers, but it did distract everyone from their unresolved problems, forcing them to believe in an early successful outcome. Thanks to your help, the new committee's power grew manyfold. The former Cronus became a totalitarian, bureaucratic empire. You returned to Junktown shortly after defeating Maelstrom, becoming a fully fledged, fairly elected mayor. You managed to resolve the conflict between Mortensen and Spengler, channeling their rivalry in a constructive direction. Bethany is still hosting guests at her bar, Kurt maintains order, and the settlement is thriving. The many-fold increase in controlling policies made life in the new committee almost insufferable. Magellan people raised a revolt, which was put down with a heavy hand. Zemeckis' embarrassment from losing the elections in Carmine Heights didn't last long. Hieronymus channeled all his passion toward transforming the Phalanx, trying to turn it from a private mercenary army to something bigger. One could say he failed. The false database you gave him did not allow Zemeckis to lure the new committee's key employees away, which was necessary to develop the Phalanx's own scientific projects. The Phalanx remained a community of mercenaries. The pocket country created by Hieronymus decayed gradually, becoming totally unpopulated after a couple of decades. Zemeckis himself died in 1999 after a long illness, seeing for himself both the rise and fall of the Phalanx. Your both covert and open sabotage of the Church's activity undermined its attitudes dramatically. Many followers whose faith wasn't strong enough left it. The organization, whose popularity had been fueled with regular donations and its leader's charisma, decayed slowly during several years, until it stopped existing completely in 1989. As for the picnic neutral zone, it degraded slowly for many years. Your help proved to be not enough to provide its autonomy.
Damn.
The sudden and, more importantly, pointless death of the Queen was a hard blow to FOP morale. Just a few years after losing their leader, the FOPs dispersed across the desert, leaving no trace of their former force. With Maelstrom transformed into a gate to the outside world, Carmine Heights' position has only strengthened. With the developments in the ISO-suit program and a powerful scientific and industrial base, the Republic soon became the unofficial center of civilization under the dome. A place where finances, power, and technological progress were concentrated. You performed a great service for the engineers working on the ISO-suit project. Thanks to your efforts, a working prototype of the device was ready in a few short years. After rigorous testing to confirm the reliability and safety of ISO-suits, the first expedition was sent to the surface of the dome. What they discovered was incomprehensible and alarming. After descending the outside of the dome, the researchers headed for Crystal Sands. They reported the settlement had been destroyed and abandoned. There were no further communication. A haunting silence echoed throughout the dome. Humanity now knew that escaping the dome was not the end of their trials, but merely the beginning. Yesterday's comforting image of a bright, stable future had turned unsettling, even frightening. Though it became obvious much later, after many years, by that time, the desert had covered your traces. Though the tale of what you'd done is still alive, and will stay like that till the end of time.
We have a winner. Wow. So that's one ending. Thanks, Bearman. So since we're here and I have it open, I'm going to do a little bit of a cheat, which is I am going to do the other ending that I couldn't make up my mind about. I should be able to just load, do that ending, and then get out real quick. It will... the other ending being the one where change the weather and stuff to try and make it a better environment inside the dome. I want to see what that ending looks like, so I am going to do that real quick. Epilogue. Load. I was going to do it off screen anyway, so I might as well just do it on screen and see what happens. And then whoever's watching can get two endings. An abandoned armored car. Nice.
The maelstrom, now weak and shrunk, listening carefully. Your mind opens toward the white nothingness as if hanging in midair.
This is the other one. Into a force of creation controlling the weather and solving the infertility problem under the dome.
Freezes in front of you. Olivia Reisner's idea might seem naive and idealistic, though it does have a point. With all the knowledge from the maelstrom and all the scientific progress, the exhausted humans trapped inside the dome may not survive long enough to see themselves freed. You order the maelstrom to begin the dome's biosphere transformation. The spinning vortex shoots up, and a couple of moments later, a loud thunder comes from above. A single drop of rain falls on your forehead, and then streams of rain fall from the skies, invisible beyond the white fog. You step back, stumble, and fall, dropping into the white nothingness.
So that's the thing. And I think we'll just hit Carmen Heights and the researcher and then leave the area. See what Carmen Heights has to say, because I doubt that like the new committee or any of the others are going to say anything. I assumed you'd be able to leave a lot quicker from the dome than that, because it sounded like it would have turned off the kill switch instead of needing the ISO suits to get through still. But it sounds like humanity outside the dome resorted to the worst possible decision ever, which is nuke it and pave it over. At least I created a job for myself as Junktown's mayor. And you are now enlisted. So you joined a faction in your game?
Both Johann and Olivia are standing beside their canopy, motionless.
We had a chance to get out of here. Did you decide this was more important?
Johann waves his thin. Olivia puts her arm around his shoulders.
But it is more important. Do you remember saying you wanted to plant a persimmon tree near our house? We'll have a garden. And maybe even children. I'm not that old yet. I'm not old, right?
With a brief sigh, Johann covers her hand with his.
Cute couple. And got a raise for retrieving the car. Not bad. I'm a little frustrated that I still can't find Yoko.
Katarzyna notices you from afar and waves her hand.
You did it, right? I never doubted it.
Katarzyna shrugs lightly.
Well,
The girl huffs warily.
can we have adventures in some civil... Okay, I'm coming with you. If you won't abandon me.
Yellow dust is still hovering. Henrietta shakes her sleeve of the desert.
That doesn't change. Do you change anything?
Melville's standing by a huge back.
Fine. Curious to see what this does to the civilization under the dome. It also doesn't end the ability to get out of the dome eventually.
Another milestone in the history of mankind has come to an end. Maelstrom, that you have awakened in the excavation zone at C-12 Nashville facility, has remained completely unexplored, much like the civilization of the forefathers that created it. Of course, Maelstrom was neither good nor evil. It probably turned out to be just a tool that humanity simply was not mature enough to wield. Perhaps it was a communication interface that tried to unite the minds of all the people under the dome. Or a security system that warned us against getting into contact with something unknown and dangerous. Or a creative force that transforms the world and awakens supernatural powers in some individuals. One thing is indisputable. Maelstrom, lost in its own creation, gave rise to your incredible mind And once in your hands, it gave you the opportunity to change the fate of the world completely. Few receive such a chance, and naturally, you took it and made your choice. You judged Olivia Reisner's idea to turn Maelstrom into a source of life, the most humane and reasonable. Under your instructions, the Megalo anomaly transformed into a kind of atmospheric front, which for many days rained on the arid lands of the dome. The dead desert bloomed. Rivers flowed again in the canyons, and less than a year later, the first children began to be born under the... If the new Maelstrom changed people's lives, it did not change their natures. With the threat of imminent destruction negated, old conflicts were renewed and intensified. Thanks to your help, the new committee's power grew manyfold. The former Cronus, you returned to Junktown shortly after defeating Maelstrom, becoming a fully fledged, fairly elected mayor. You managed to resolve the conflict. The many-fold increase in controlling policy. Elections took place in Carmine Heights. The Reisners kept their position. Your help had a significant effect on the settlement, and the community learned its lesson. Peace among its members became the highest priority of its internal policy, and eventually led to the creation of the local parliament. The long-lasting, simmering conflict which had been ruining the marriage of Johann and Olivia gradually faded. The now wiser spouses managed to build a balanced settlement, combining both powerful scientific potential and productive agriculture. With the passage of time, Carmine Heights managed a small but technically equipped army to protect the Republic from invading forces. Zemeckis' embarrassment from losing the elections in Carmine Heights didn't last long. Hieronymus channeled all his passion toward transforming the phalanx. One could say he failed. The false database you gave him did not allow Zemeckis to lure the new committee's key. The pocket country created by Hieronymus decayed gradually, becoming totally unpopulated after a couple of decades. Zemeckis himself died in 1999 after a long illness, seeing for himself both the rise and fall of the phalanx. Your both covert and open sabotage of the church's activity. As for the picnic neutral zone, it degraded slowly for many years. Your help proved to be not enough to provide its autonomy. The sudden and, more importantly, pointless death of the Queen was a hard blow to... Despite some upheaval and strife, the time after Maelstrom's transformation was unusually calm. Olivia's short-sightedness did not become apparent until early 2002, when the rapidly growing population of the Dome faced the threat of hunger and other resource constraints. Inevitable problems in such a confined territory. Observations of the Dome's apex revealed another alarming dilemma. From the moment of Maelstrom's transformation, the aperture was slowly shrinking, gradually turning it into a closed biosphere. Human civilization's new paradise was not a deception, but it turned out to be a test. Having resolved the problem with Maelstrom, humanity would face even more serious challenges. Though it became obvious much later, after many years, by that time, the desert had covered your traces. Though the tale of what you'd done is still alive, and will stay like that till the end of time.
Cool. So that right there are the two endings that I had to choose between and couldn't make up my mind in the end. Thanks for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be posting all of this onto YouTube if you want to go back and double check it or see how I did things or what I did. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had fun and enjoyed it. Thank you, Bearman, for being a large talker during the whole thing and keeping me company as I bungled my way through it. I am going to take I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to shut down my stream and everything. Take a 10-15 minute break probably. Reset stuff up, change some things, some settings and stuff over, and then start up again with Pathfinder. So I will continue on. I'll be back in 10-15 minutes with Pathfinder. Uh, yeah, thank you all. I'll see you hopefully in a little bit. I hope you had fun and enjoyed it, and I'll be back in a little bit. See you in a little bit, hopefully, Bearman. Yeah, I'm skipping the credits on my end. I'll see you in a little bit, Bearman. I'm gonna log out, take a couple minutes, use the bathroom, do a couple other things, and then I'll be back. Hopefully you can join me for the second half, as it were. uh, see you in a little bit.